Hi flower friends, this is Madonna from Eastside Flower Farm, Las Molinas, California, Zone 9, and we're in front of my little mums, and I am so excited to be able to start picking these. So mums, they are one of the most requested flowers when people want them, with roses of course being the number one, but they're on like the top 10, and I am super excited. This is my first year growing them, and I'm pretty sure I'll be growing them again. So mums, they originally, like in the 1500s, I believe they were first found in China, and so they went from China to Japan, and then when they hit Europe in the 1700s, they finally got a name. So originally they were just a little golden yellow flower that people use for medicinal reasons and in their kitchen. They would cook the roots and make teas and soups and stuff. So finally, they got their name, like I said, in the late 1700s, with the Greek name being chrysos, meaning gold, and anthemum, meaning flower. So chrysanthemum is what they were finally named for. And then, of course, when people started breeding them, they would get the different colors. So mums, or chrysanthemums, are used in three different terms. So they are in a spray form, which a spray form I'm going to show you. I'm going to cut one of these. So a spray form would be, it's not a very good one for a spray. So a spray is multi. So it'll have buds. You know, they'll have several of them. You know, like these right here. This is a spray. See how they have, I don't know if you can see how they have multiple flowers? That's a spray. And then they will be called disc bud. Another term is disc bud, where actually the growers go through and they take off all the little side buds so that they get all their energy concentrating in one big huge bloom. And these can be anywhere from 1 to 6 inches across, and they're beautiful. So I do not disc bud them because my gosh, that would be a lot of work. And I like the spray. I don't care that they're not, you know, ginormous. And then they go as a potted mum. I'm gonna actually stick this right here in the bucket. And I am gonna cut some of these today, which is why I brought my buckets, and that's why we're out here. So, potted mums. And that's the ones that you buy in the store this time of year, and they all have their little buds on them, and they're nice round, you know, ball shape. And so what they do to get those is when they plant them in the spring, and we'll get back to the how you plant them, they just constantly trim and trim and trim and trim. And the more you cut the main stem, the more branching it's gonna get. So they will cut them up until July. They just keep pinching them back or trimming them until they form this nice little mound, and that's what you get in your grocery stores as your potted mum. So not the same as these. These get 1 to 3 feet tall when you just let them go in their natural form. So now they are best grown as cuttings. So you can grow them by seed, but they're not, I think it's like 80% you don't get the same flower. So of course if you clone it or you take a cutting, you're getting that exact same flower. So seeds are not very reliable. I'm gonna just chop it up. So planting them by seed is not reliable if you want the same exact plant. So you want to take cuttings from those. So what you'll do is when you do plant it in the spring from your cuttings, so you know exactly which flower you're growing, if it's a red, it's a pink, it's a yellow, it's an orange, it's a white, whichever one, and they come in all different kind of shapes. So you're going to want to keep pruning it back to the central one, keep pruning it back. So like I said, the more you cut the main stem, the more branching you're going to get, which means the more flowers you're going to get. So you want to do that up to July. A lot of farmers will say 4th of July. Some will test it all through to the end of July. That's up to you because they're a short day flower. So what that means is, I'm going to say like summer solstice, July 21st. Is that they'll grow. You keep pinch. And then as soon as you start losing daytime, then they're gonna throw up their stem, and that stem after that is gonna be the flower stem. So you don't wanna cut that anymore. So short day means they actually start blooming when you get longer nighttime. So when you get longer hours, 12 hours at nighttime, they're gonna shoot that stem up and they're gonna open up. So they do though need to be planted out in full sun, 6 to 8 hours of full sun. And that you do want to do because they need that. They need well water, but you never want to make them soggy. And so now it is October 22nd, so we're starting to get into the short days, which means longer nighttime hours, the dark hours. And they're in a field, so what you don't want to do is when you have them, you want to make sure that there's no street lights or other lights, because then it's not giving them the length of nighttime, the darkness that they need, because then there's still that light there. So I'm going to come through and I'm going to cut some of these today, and they're just so beautiful. So what I do is I just go way down into the plant, because you're only going to cut them once. So they are not cut and come again. You're not going to cut them and then they're going to rebloom, cut and rebloom. So I'm going to cut a helicopter go by. Like the small one, I'm going to leave the rest of them like a little spray because I just think it's beautiful. So I'm going to come through and I'm going to cut some of these. I'm a little bit nervous because a lot of times these are grown in the greenhouse, and they do really good down to about 55 degrees, and we're supposed to get like 55 tonight. So I'm going to cut what I can now, even though it's only one night, and then tomorrow it's going to be warm again. But a lot of these I can cut right now. And so what I'll do is I'll come out here and I'll cut these. And like I said, you're only cutting it one time. You're not going to get rebloomed. So you can go down as deep as you want to. These side buds, I'm going to cut them off. Don't need them. So that we have just that. Aren't they good? They're gorgeous. They have a 2-week vase life, at least, after being cut. And I'm just so excited. Like I said, this is my first year, and I just think they're beautiful. And hopefully I'm doing it all the right way. I do have a cooler that I can pop those into. That's the red. This purple is just, it's amazing. So what I'm going to do after, these are going to get tangled. So after I cut these is I will go out ahead and save some of the plants, the mother plants. I'm going to pot them up. And then when they start growing, I will take cuttings from those to see if I can grow my stock for next year. So look at that. So of course this can be, that one's broke. This can be separated down, or you could just put it in a bouquet just like that with all the mums. That's just a little spray. It might, I don't know if it'll bloom or not. I'm gonna find out. I love to take little side shoots like this and put them in a vase in the house, because what if they do bloom? They might take a little bit longer. So, because here's the deal. If you're gonna go to the store and you're buying the pot mums, which are the cute little ones you put on your porch and they're mounded, you do not want to get them when they're already in full flower. You want to get them when they're just breaking bud, the color, when you can just see the color. Otherwise, if you buy them like this, well, they're already spent because they're not gonna keep reblooming for you. So you really wanna look for the ones that you could see what color they are, but they're still in bud form. So you do not want to get this, because they're going to do that for you at your house. So you really want to make sure that you're getting the longest bang for your buck, and they're just gorgeous. They add a nice pop of color. And I'm going to go through, like this one right here, I'm not so sure about. So I'm going to cut it off. You know, I'll do some fine tuning on these, but I cannot wait to put these in bouquets and see how they do. And I will advertise these and sell them from my farm here. Here, as soon as I get enough to sell. And these right here, the pinks, I have to show you some of these colors. They're just absolutely gorgeous. So I will tell you, they need support. Holy Toledo, they need support. That one, that's not the one I meant to cut, but I cut it. but I'm still gonna put it in the house and see how long it'll take for it to actually go to a flower, but that's probably the perfect. The one thing is not all your clients want little buds like that because they don't understand it. They want something bigger. So you do have to net them. They get so tall and they're so heavy. So I have 1 row of netting. Another thing I learned this year. 1 row of netting. Next year I'll probably do 2 rows of netting. 1 down low, 1 down high. What we had to do last week is they get so heavy when the flower goes on. They start bending over. So I don't know, I'm going to take you over here to this side. Is they start flopping out the parts that are not, oh, I have to show you this. Is this just beautiful? If I can get it off. Look at that, it's just beautiful. I don't know if this must be the purple. So they start popping out. They get so heavy that the side shoots that are not in the netting, they start popping out. So Walt and I had to go through and we had to corral them. So we had to take our stakes and put some twine on it and pull them in, because now, you know, you can see some of these have bent stems, but that's okay, because if you're doing a bouquet, then they can go on the outside. You know, you can kind of curve them out with the bouquet. So I can still use those, but I do prefer the straighter stems. So what we'll do next year is we will actually put in fence posts, something much stronger, fence posts. I'm going to net them twice, and then I will already have something in place to corral them, because like I said, it's my first year, so there's lots to learn. And so we will corral them, and so they won't flop over and have a chance of the crooked stems. But for this year, it was all a learning curve, and I absolutely cannot wait to sell these to my customers, because I think they will enjoy them in their home. They'll be, oops, perfect for the holiday. Well, geez, perfect for the holidays. A little boost of color, and I got like 8 different colors. So I will go through this year and select. See these little side buds? I am just going to cut those off, kind of pretty it up a little bit. But I'm going to select some colors that I want for next year. Isn't that gorgeous? So I have to show you right quick one more. So these, I believe, these are yellow. And so they're just starting to crack bud, which is where you can tell the color. There's a yellow one right there with the points. I can't wait to see what that one looks like, because it looks pretty darn cool. And then I have, ooh, look at these. Okay, this is super cool. Let me see if I can drag this baby down. These things, I may have planted them too tight, too close together. I don't know, but look at that. Aren't they pretty? Oh my gosh. So this, like I said, this would be considered a spray because you have multiple. So I like this. I'm going to take this last one off. I'm going to take these little side ones off. So this, I'm going to put this one in a vase and see how long it takes for all these to open up. And then I might go through like this one. I might go through and chop that off. Just kind of, like I said, pretty it up a little bit. So I would be curious to see how long it takes the rest of these to open up. And this white's going to be really pretty. So I prefer the spray this as opposed to a single, like if I just had this one on with nothing else, you know, just that single flower, you know, kind of like this. These are going to be gorgeous. I'm just going to do them. I don't know if I'm going to sell them in mixed bouquets, or I might do some, you know, orange and pink. I don't know. That looks pretty darn cool. So, like I said, this is my first year growing them, and it has definitely been a learning curve. So I am going to go through today, and I'm going to harvest a bunch of these, and I'm really excited for the yellow to come along. I can't wait. So, I would highly suggest, if you have the room, if you have the space, to do some mums. And remember, they're best by tissue culture, which means a part of the plant you're taking cuttings off the original plant. Otherwise, if you do it by seed and you want this, you may not get this. On the flip side of that, that's how they get new varieties all the time, is, you know, seeing what'll grow, what new thing they can come up with, and then take cuttings from that one. So it's mum cutting day, and I'm gonna cut a bunch of these, and then I'm gonna go and seed some outdoor plants. So thanks guys, have a good day, and I hope you get some beautiful mums.